What's going on, YouTube? I've been meaning to make a video for you guys about the steel frame M&P. All right. So you guys had some questions in the comments of my other videos, and I'm here to tell you my experience with the steel frame M&P. Okay. I just got done with a training session. I was coaching one of my buddies, so you can just get tuned up for some matches, perform better, things like that. So I'm a little spent. So if I ramble or mess things up, my apologies. Okay. I wrote some stuff down, just kind of some talking points, right? Fit and feel, right? These guns agree with me. These guns agree with my hands, right? I can get a good purchase. My grip's locked in. I can feel it. The trigger's really decent, right? And then let's go into the texture is nice. This is the only gun that I found that I don't have to, before I go into the parts, this is the only gun that I found that I don't need any grip tape, right? Glocks for me need grip tape. I silica carbided my steel frame Walther. I don't need any grip tape. I don't really kind of need chalk sometimes. I do it because why not have extra traction? But I don't really need chalk either. The grips are they bite, and I like that. I don't like having to fucking put grips or silica carbide my guns permanently, and permanently modify them. All right, so I kind of like that, right? Is this my first M&P? No, this is my third. This was my first. This is my daily driver. This is what I conceal carry every day. It's a polymer 5-inch in tan, because tan is cool. Excuse me. And then I have a 5-inch duty in black for my duty gun. Okay, all of them are outfitted the same way, right? I know there's talks on the internet that the Smith & Wesson is perfect out of the box, right? I think that's a whole bunch of malarkey. They're being dishonest with you, because in the same breath that they say the gun is perfect, they go on to tell you all the things that they have in the gun. If I'm not mistaken, those parts didn't come with it out of the box, right? You had to change those things, right? And it's okay to say that you modified your gun, or it's okay to say that you put different parts in your gun. I don't know why it's so taboo to be like, oh, the gun's perfect, and then, but I like this and I like this. It's all bullshit. Just say what you did because you don't like how it comes stock. That's fine. All these guns are outfitted the same. SROs, same thing on my duty pistol. Apex tactical triggers, same thing in my duty pistol. I will say this trigger's lighter than this one. This one I got it down to about 3.5 pounds. That's where I like it. My duty gun is about 3.5 pounds. And then this is like a 2.5 pound trigger. 1171 design plate in this one because they made it in purple. And then calculated kinetics plate in this one that I had to chop with a Dremel. Okay. Reliability. Let's talk about reliability real quick. The reliability of the pistol for me has been extremely reliable. I know there's talks on the internet as well about light strikes, and some people get plaguing light strikes. I do get light strikes too, but just as a side note, so I put 15,500 rounds on this gun since February when I got it, and it is July 11th. I've been putting this gun through its paces. Out of 15,500 rounds, I think I've had maybe 6 or 7 light strikes, right? And that's even with, I forgot to mention this, I put those Wolf Extra Power striker springs in here just as a reassurance. And yeah, I've gotten probably 5 or 6 light strikes out of 15,500 rounds. So to me, the light striking is a non-issue, right? That's a very low percentage of failures, and I'm okay with that, right? I'm okay with running it that way, right? I have a Apex barrel, Apex trigger, calculated kinetics weight grip in here, and then the OEM extended mag release from Smith & Wesson placed into the HD. The HD does not come with it. It comes with a stock plastic nubby little thing. This one extended, it looks cool, so I bought it, popped it in here. I will say the dimensions of the gun are slightly different than the polymer, all right? The polymer pistols, I never had slide bite. The steel frame, I'd actually get a lot of slide bite, and this little nook in my hand got chewed up a lot. Now it's extremely calloused and it doesn't really bother me anymore. But what I didn't notice is look at the red dot. In the polymer frame, that right here is thicker than this over here, right? So I'd get extremely high on the gun, but because of how thick this portion is, I wouldn't get slide bite. But because this portion is thinner, that little portion in my hand would get chewed up really bad. What else? Oh yeah, I put an OEM flat slide release in this thing because the way the gun comes, it comes with the extended. Don't like those. That also chews up my hand. The gun stock weighs 34.9 ounces with just the weight grip in here. It brings it to about 38 or 40 ounces around there. Again, I put about 15,500 rounds through it. It's extremely reliable for me, even with some of the light strike issues. I will say that the Apex barrel is a necessity for this pistol. And the reason being is because I took the polymers. I noticed it first on the polymer pistols. I'd take this gun, shoot it out to 25 yards at matches, and I'd always run into a position where I call 2 good shots, but I'll have one alpha and one completely off paper. And I'm like, that's strange. Took it out to the range and then put it side by side with the steel frame Walther that I was running in the beginning. I'd get 10 of 10 shots on a head box at 30 yards with the Walther, and then I'd get 4 out of 5 or 4 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 4 out of 10 repeatedly with this. So just for shits and giggles, I put an Apex barrel in here just to see if it does improve the accuracy. Immediately after, when I took it out to the range again, same metric, 30 yards, head box target, 10 out of 10 shots on paper holding a 2-inch group. I know what I'm doing with a gun, all right? I know how to press my trigger without deviating my sights. So I knew it wasn't me, all right? So then I took out my black polymer that I used for duty, ran the same test, ran them side by side. Same issues in accuracy with the one without the Apex barrel. So I bought an Apex barrel for that one. Now this is where things get strange. For the first 5,000 to 6,000 rounds, this gun was extremely accurate. I've heard reports of people not having barrel issues with the steel frame guns, something about the way it's machined, the lockup is tighter. And I found that to be true to an extent. After about 5,000 to 6,000 rounds, again, shooting at matches, 25-yard targets, I would call 2 good shots, but it'll be an alpha delta, or it'll be an alpha and completely off paper. So I did the same test, used the same metric, 30 yards. I would shoot this pistol, 10 out of 10 shots paper, 2-inch group. Shoot this pistol, 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. All right. So I took the barrel from this gun, plopped it in this gun, and shot it. Guess what? 10 out of 10 shots on paper, 2-inch group. All right. So Apex barrels for me in the M&P, necessity. Are the triggers a necessity? I would say no, but why not get a extremely good striker fired trigger? It's pretty much on par, if not better than the steel frame Walther. In my opinion, I like the Apex Tactical triggers a little bit more than the steel frame Walthers. I think it agrees with me. You get to mess with the brake. If you want it to be softer, you can mess with the poundage, do whatever you want. For me, 3.5 pounds is good. I like that. I like a firm wall, crisp brake, and the reset's extremely short. Other than that, I've had a very pleasant experience with M&Ps. I will continue to shoot them. I like them. I switched to the M&P because of my horrible experience with the steel frame Walthers, horrible experience with their customer service, plaguing FTEs that no one had a solution for. It's an $1,800 pistol, and it's an $1,800 paperweight. That's a story for a different time though. If you want to know more about that, let me know in the comments. I'll decide if I make another video about that, or you guys can tell me your experience with Walther PDPs in the comments. Okay. But other than that, I think that's it. If you guys have any questions or comments, put them down below. If there's anything you think I missed, or anything you want to talk about specifically about the M&Ps, put that below as well. And let me know what you guys think.